All right, welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily. My name is Aaron. Have a great video prepared for you today. Just like always, the reason you subscribe to our channel is for our daily videos, keeping you informed on everything that goes on with Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, the whole market, news, perspective, analysis. I have a great video prepared for you today. I think you're gonna like it a lot. That being said, let's jump right in. Let's talk about the price action that we have seen in the last 24 hours. And then we'll jump into some more bigger picture type stuff. So prior to the last 24 hours, we saw Bitcoin consolidating around the $8,580 price point. Well, about 12 hours ago, we jumped up 300 points to 8,830, and since that time we have corrected, and now we're consolidating at an even higher price point. So we continue the short-term upwards trajectory. Right now, Bitcoin's price is around 8,000, just under $8,700. Of course, this doesn't interest me as much as the bigger picture. Let's jump to the monthly chart. Take a look at this. We have just ended May, closing May with this huge green candle, and now we are beginning June. Will it be June gloom or June boom? Now, the last time that the monthly candle closed and looked this big was basically right here, and this is where we began the 2017 massive bull run. Now, I'm not saying that it's likely that this is what's going to happen after this point. Obviously, past performance doesn't necessarily correlate to future performance. I get that, but I'm just saying. Actually, in reality, I think this candle, this May candle that we just closed, is closer to this big green candle that we closed back here. This is back in 2015, where the 5-month moving average formed a golden cross above the 10-month moving average. So if you just think about everything that we've been showing you in the past several months, if you put together this huge green May monthly candle plus the golden cross, plus all the fundamentals, Fidelity Digital Assets doing a soft launch. We have Bakkt getting ready to launch in the coming years, possibly sooner rather than later. We have the upcoming halving. Just everything we talk about. It seems likely to me that Bitcoin will for sure surpass all-time highs in the coming years, if not sooner. Either way, there will come a time where the current price level that we're at right now, where we never see this price again. Because remember, guys, this is a monthly scale we're looking at here. Forget the short-term price action. On a multi-year scale, what we're seeing is huge. Think about it this way. This is just all part of the positive feedback loop that Bitcoin is, where as the users increase, the value goes up, which will attract more users to take advantage of the increasing value. And to add to this, as the price goes up, as the users go up, this adds to the hash rate, this adds to the strength of the network. So it's a positive feedback loop like we've never saw before. And Bitcoin is an asset class that we've never seen before. This is how it usually goes, and I'm going to compare the usual investment cycle to the Bitcoin investment cycle. So with the tech investment cycle, what we're looking at right here, it's an insider's game. So it goes from the founders to accredited angel investors to the VCs to institutional money. Then finally, after 1,000 times gains have already happened for these insiders, then the public gets to invest. In the Bitcoin investment cycle, the founders were the cyberpunks, and then the angel money was from the drugs and libertarians. Then came the general public, and then at the very last point comes the institutional money. The rules of investment, or lack thereof, favor the public in the case of Bitcoin. Welcome to Bitcoin, 1,000 times gains for the public. All right, so that was our price analysis for the day. I always like to start off by taking a look at the short term and then zooming out to the long term and then just relating it to the bigger picture. And by the way, guys, if you appreciate that, if you appreciate these videos, do me a favor, like the video. It's a small thing you can do. It truly does help us grow as a channel. Now let's transition once again into some more recent news. I want to talk about this. This is actually technology news, and we're going to start off by talking about a new proposal for Bitcoin developers to boost Bitcoin's bandwidth and make it even easier for you to run a full node. And then we're going to talk about adoption of the Lightning Network, and I'm going to show you a video. So pretty cool stuff. I'm going to preface this node story by once again reminding you that the beauty of Bitcoin is that you, me, anybody can set up a full node and we can verify the transactions that go on in the network. And if you believe in what Bitcoin stands for, this is something you should strongly consider, because when you set up a full node, when everybody sets up a full node, that increases Bitcoin's network effect, it increases Bitcoin's decentralization. So let's talk about this. There's a newly proposed relay protocol that could reduce the transaction bandwidth used by Bitcoin nodes up to 75%. So when you create a full node and you're able to verify the blockchain, which anybody can do, the thing is you have to download the entire ledger. Well, with this new proposal called Relay, the proposed protocol alters the way transactions are relayed so that they use significantly less bandwidth, which is an important resource for the nodes that make up the network. The way that Bitcoin works is that nodes across the world tie together to form a network, and under the hood, once a transaction is broadcast, it ripples through this vast network of hardware getting verified. So Relay changes up the way the announcement of these transactions are performed. The main idea is that instead of announcing every transaction to every peer, announcements are only sent directly over a small number of connections, only 8 outgoing ones. It's a little bit technical, but the bottom line is that it could, as the title says, boost Bitcoin's bandwidth 75%. And the results, according to the author of this proposal, is that we save half of the bandwidth a node consumes, allow increasing connectivity almost for free, and as a side effect, better withstand timing attacks. If outbound peer count were increased to 32, Relay saves around 75% overall bandwidth compared to the current protocol. Let's finish this up. Quote, a couple weeks ago, I chatted with several Bitcoin Core contributors and developers, and the feedback was generally positive, although they requested more experiments. As a rule, new technology isn't added to Bitcoin unless the most active contributors to the software, as well as the wider ecosystem that actually operates the nodes, and unlike the miners, don't receive any kind of built-in compensation, agrees with it. So this is just a proposal at the moment. The beauty of Bitcoin is because it's hard money, it's hard to change the core technology and core fundamentals. And that's what you want with money. You want something that is not easy to change. So we'll see if this goes through. Either way, you should consider setting up a full node. If you're not technically inclined like myself, I know it can be a little bit of a bear, but if you believe in what Bitcoin is, setting up a full node, it's your crypto cyberpunk duty to do so. Anyway, let's move on to Lightning Network news. Can Bitcoin's Lightning Network power payments in this Japanese bar? And I'll show you a video. A bar in Japan is teaming up with a locally based Lightning startup to let customers pay for sparkling wine and soft drinks using the experimental payment network. Right now, this is just in like a beta test. The Lightning Network, just so you know, is seen by its supporters as the best way to scale Bitcoin so that more people can use the payment system at once. But the technology is still in the experimental and even risky phase. We're still seeing if this thing could work, although we've seen intense growth in the Lightning Network in the past several months, still in the early stages. To that end, this Lightning-based startup sees this project as a way to further analyze how the technology works in the real world and to find out what still needs to be done to make it easier to use. So let's watch this in action at this Japanese bar, and keep in mind, people are excited about this technology, and this is how it looks today. Honestly, I've seen the Lightning Network work much faster than this, but this is just one example of people trying it out, and this bar is going to share with the Lightning Network company their results, and hopefully this whole thing is going to improve over the coming years. Of course, if you're familiar with how money becomes money in all of human history, you know that we don't start off as a medium of exchange. We start off as a collectible and then a store of value like gold, and then eventually a medium of exchange. So we still need to hit a reliable store of value and be seen as a reliable store of value at a world level. And after that, in the coming years, this technology is going to greatly improve and hopefully will transition into a medium of exchange. I mean, the thing is with Bitcoin, as opposed to gold, which took hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years to, make this transition, because the internet just speeds everything up, we're going to be at full global money in no time. All right, guys. Hopefully you found value in this video. My name is Aaron. This is Altcoin Daily. See you tomorrow. It's going to be a great year.